Hello everyone, and welcome to the second in our series of videos entitled Work from Home. Today's topic is maintainability. What do we do about addressing that problem in conveyor belt drive power systems? This video is sponsored by Romeca Corporation in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I'm your host, Mike Kowinski, president of Romeca Corporation. We produce motorized pulleys for the U.S. materials handling market. We're part of the International Romeca Group with affiliates all over the world. We're a privately held company, and we're a major supplier of rollers, motorized pulleys, and components for the global materials handling market. Romeca Corporation is designated essential critical infrastructure workers during the COVID-19 response. Therefore, we are continuing to produce and repair motorized pulleys at our facility. However, all of our sales and marketing and administrative staff are working from home, including myself today. This video is a service to any personnel working from home who happen to be with mineral processors or food producers or other production plants or any of our independent distributors, sales reps, or affiliates. This is for your use. Our topic is addressing maintainability. We suggest that you always identify your conveyor drive problem, request technical assistance, consider a potential technical solution, and then obtain and consider a commercial offer. The reasons for belt conveyor drive problems are pretty much always the same thing. It's either the age of an existing exposed drive system or the lack of maintenance on that drive system because there's no convenient personnel access, or because it's a high location or restricted in some way, or because the components that need to be maintained are in a harsh operating condition. The materials are corrosive or abrasive, or frequent high pressure washdown is necessary. We would, of course, recommend that you contact your Romeca representative, whether it be our local rep, our local independent distributor, or one of us. We would like to know if you have a new project or a system conversion. Most likely, those folks who are interested in today's topic are going to be wanting to address some sort of a conversion to an existing maintenance-prone conveyor drive. Today, we talk about maintainability. On the right, you'll see an example of a very corrosive working condition at a salt barge loader handling salt. In requesting information, it's most convenient to fill out an application data sheet, such as one of these two. These are downloadable PDF files. On the left, the form could be filled in for small motorized pulleys or small power requirements. You can see there's an area to write in your problem, like I have a maintainability issue due to high pressure washdown. On the right is a similar app form, could be used for any kind of a bulk handling application. And you can see the comments section might take the form of, I've got a maintainability problem because of corrosive material I'm handling or because of the danger of personnel access or whatever. We would encourage you to use them, send them in, or you could use the online equivalent. Let's talk about some examples of conveyors with maintainability problems. Coming back to our salt mine example, on the left you can see that constant infiltration of salt into the exposed pillar block bearings requires a large maintenance man-hour and spare part budget. That's just what the folks were faced with. The center photo shows that the lack of hermetic seals on the sprocket and chain oil bath allows oil to be contaminated. Of course, that's going to cause corrosion to the internal parts and render the oil as not optimal, shall I say. On the right, the picture shows that hygroscopic salt has a tendency to cling to exposed cooling fans and also fill in cooling fins, making, of course, difficult to cool the motor and maintenance prone. This example is from a coal-fired power plant in Europe. On the left, you can see that coal bunkers are fed from up above. These are very deep, 50 feet deep. They're filled from above using a reversing traveling conveyor. On the right, the picture shows the exposed drive system, which powers the belt in that shuttle feed. Notice that it's above Access is limited. This photo was taken prior to its removal, and it would be a good idea to use a harness when addressing maintenance issues on this drive. And we'll talk about that more in a different video. The final example is taken from a food processing application where you can see the threat of bacterial growth requires that exposed drive to be frequently sprayed with high pressure hot cleaning fluid. And of course that increases the expense of maintaining bearings and seals and putting man hours at it. This is our offer as a solution to maintainability problems. The idea of a motorized pulley is something that's unfamiliar to some people at this time, and you might not be aware that this device is hermetically sealed, internally powered, and self-lubricating. That protects all the mechanical and electrical components from being attacked. You can see in the cutaway, motor bearings are within the hermetically sealed enclosure. Gearbox gears and bearings are in there. The main bearings are in there. And of course, it's all protected by an IP67 hermetic sealing system. This cross section allows me to elaborate on how that protection works. The hermetic seals are protecting the two bearings, which would normally be external pillar block bearings. The main bearings that take the full force of the belt are within the pulley itself. You'll see that the motor rotor bearings are in there. They are automatically maintained by the oil. Ordinarily, an exposed drive system has a motor which is never going to see grease. The motor bearings will never see grease once they leave the production plant. This one runs in oil. And last but not least, you can see on the left that the 4 to 6 gears and the 2 to 4 bearings within the gearbox are also enclosed in that environment. Prior to shipment, the motorized pulleys are filled with oil, about 33%. That oil circulates through the means of a couple of drip lips, and that oil is continuously lubricating those 6 to 8 bearings or the 4 to 6 gears, whatever. And notice that synthetic oil only needs to be changed every 50,000 operating hours. So this is our recommendation on how to address certain maintainability problems. And notice that we began this technology in the early 1950s. This is not a new idea. If you request technical assistance from us, either from us or one of our independent people or our sales reps, the answer is going to take a form something like this. If you need assistance in figuring out how much power is required, we could do the calculations and provide it. Of course, the software that would enable us to come up with this answer is also available to you for you do-it-yourselfers, available from the website in a downloadable form. This example is from a 100-foot-long conveyor, and it shows that we recommend it to this customer who needs 8.2 horsepower. Here's another example of a technical answer from us. This one is from a 150-foot-long conveyor carrying 575 tons per hour. You can see that the cross section is depicted here as optimal. The belt speed and belt width decision was optimized so that it's carrying exactly the maximum amount that SEMA recommends. Another form that technical assistance from Romeca would take would be something like this. This is a diagram taken from information that was put together for a customer who wanted to purchase a drive and use vibration analysis to maintain it. So the numbers highlighted there in red depict the bearings and the gears that we presented specs on so that the customer would know how many rollers were in each bearing, how many teeth were in each gear, and so forth for the vibration analysis technician. That's just one example of a technical package that would be forthcoming. The commercial offer is going to look like this with a specification, a part number, a price, a delivery promise, and so forth. This one happens to be for a couple of 20 horsepower motorized pulleys. As I mentioned previously, since we're designated essential, we're going to keep the doors open. We'll be producing and repairing motorized pulleys from our Wilmington facility just as long as it's legal to do. And we hope that hopefully the stipulations that we now see in place around the world will eventually be relieved. So we covered in a very short order the topic of maintainability and what to do about it. Future videos will include the topics you see listed here: safety issues, space and weight issues, belt slippage issues, and inadequate power issues. So stay tuned for those. We'll be producing them just as quickly as we can in the coming days. I draw your attention in closing to our collection of how-to videos on our YouTube channel and our corporate website. These are in the range of 2 to 10 minute training pieces. And our growing list of webinars is available both on our website and our YouTube channel. You can see the 3 1-hour webinars are posted for you, and the first in our work from home videos is posted as well. So I suggest that that's something that you might want to take a look at. And I want to thank you for spending time with us today. If you have any specific issues that you would like assistance on, feel free to drop us an email at sales-us@romeca.com or give us a call at the number you see listed there. Thank you so much for spending time with us, and we hope to hear from you in the near future. Thank you. Goodbye.